Yeehaw! How y'all doing today? Woohoo! I tell you what, boy. Welcome to the weekly beer show. What's going on there, Nate Sooner? Welcome to the show. My name is Dan Autry, and I'm here to welcome you to the show, ladies and gentlemen, people around the world. Welcome to the weekly beer show. You know what I mean?
Sounds like molasses pouring out of your mouth.
Well, I'll tell you what, boy. Down here in the South States, we speak a little bit slower. You know what I mean? But we're about to do the same old.
The South?
Well, we're about to do the Midwest, South, and whatever. You know what I'm saying? Well, this is going to be a fun show, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the weekly beer show. What's up, Nate? How you doing over there? Yeah. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the weekly beer show. I am one of your hosts, Travel Man Dan. That is our other host,
Nate Sooner. I'm a Sooner, by the way. I will be a Sooner. Are you a cowboy or a Sooner, Danny?
Yeah, I tell you what, I am one cowboy of a guy. I should have been a cowboy.
Just so you guys know, Danny has an entire closet filled with hats. So he's got cowboy hats. He's got. Have you ever put the top hat on?
The top hat, we're waiting for Big Dog. We're doing a London version. I might even go frillies. Yeah, I might even go like frillies and the whole thing. But like, yeah, I've been collecting costumes. But the one thing I really love is hats, Nate. I love hats. So wherever you're at in the world, if you ever want to send me a gift, wink, wink, send me a hat from your country. That'd be awesome. Hey, we got a couple of Danish people in the house. I see Tenacious Freak is here. Love and like from Copenhagen. Jerunatic. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Weekly Beer Show. This is the Oklahoma version. I'm so excited to go ahead and get started. We've got some great beers. Let me tell you a little bit about what we do here on the show. A lot of shenanigans going on today, but we still stick to the same outline, the same show every week. We go ahead and review two beers. Nate, we got two delicious ones here, huh?
Two beers.
All right, every once in a while, you'll see me pull out my 6-shooters. I don't know, they're going crazy. No one shoots them that fast. They're like spinning sideways. But we got some great segments. We're going to be doing a little bit of riff-raff back and forth. We're going to talk about Oklahoma. We're going to take some brewery tours. We're going to do What Would You Rather. We're going to do what are you reading, what are you watching, what are you listening to, close it out with a quote of the week. And that's pretty much the show today. Nate, our viewers know
that one.
What's that?
You fired through that one. Good job.
Yeah, man. Hey, come on. Welcome to the show. Love the hat. Well, Drunatic. You're a nice young lady. Why don't you come over and, have a seat next to me at the bar? Actually, I'm more of a Houston slow, you know what I mean? But, hey, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Welcome to the show, Kamad from the Philippines.
Philippines.
Why don't you let our viewers know that return each and every week that we absolutely love what we do here on the show.
That's right. We review two beers, Danny. I'm so pumped for it. What we do is we go to the scorecard, 5 categories: price, accessibility, style. What's the other one I'm missing?
Accessibility, style, design, price.
And X Factor. Sorry, it was a long day for me yesterday. If there's any screw-ups, it's likely my fault. But we take it to the scorecard. That is a score out of 5 to accumulate 25 possible points. Danny, is today the day we get 25 out of 25?
Ooh, I don't know. I sure hope so. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be right there in the seat, in the pocket when that happens. But, hey, we're going to find out. We're going to find out which one of these beers and what they score. I'm excited. Nate, we don't have a guest today. We should be getting people back on, within the next week or two. Is there a show where two regulars? I just want to be sure I'm in the right place. This is the show. Is this the show? It is it. I love it. Yes, you're in the show. Just two regular guys talking about beer.
Talking about beer.
Nate, let's get right into the beer, man. There's no need to prolong this any further. We never really talked about it, but I'm going to go with the idea of the one that starts with a C. Okay. The first beer today. Okay. Like I said, these are all Oklahoma City beer, or Oklahoma, the state of Oklahoma beers. This one is a fun one because we've talked about doing these beers before. This style of beer is a Pilsner. And we've talked about doing going back to Pilsners and lighter beers. And I think it's cool that craft places are doing them. I know Nate's really enjoying them. I'm so happy I'm here. It's 1:30. That's so awesome. Oh man, it really makes me smile. Thank you so much. Come on, we will lull you to sleep. All right, this one comes from Stone Cloud Brewing, and it is called Classique.
Boom.
Boom.
There we go.
That is nice. Okay, Nate, what's the ABV on this beer?
This is 5.2%, which is typical for a Pilsner. Open fermented Pilsner, by the way.
It's a what?
An open fermented Pilsner.
What's that?
I don't specifically know, but I would imagine that it has to do with the fermentation process, that it's not closed. It's probably open air. I've never brewed a beer like that, so I can't comment too much on it, but I would imagine that's what it is.
Okay. Well, it's 5.2, 12 ounces. I like how they put the Pilsner in the 12 ounce. I might need 6 more, but we'll have to see. Definitely not imported, but still tastes pretty great. I like that slogan.
I like that too.
Nate, we're going to my favorite glass. If you don't know, this was my birthday gift from my friend Nate right there. Look at this. Beautiful. This is my favorite style of glass. It's long. It's skinny. I don't know.
It's a glass, right?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, we got to kind of revisit and give our glass trivia. Once we go to the weekly beer show channel itself, we're going to have a lot of like cool tutorials in there about like specific beers, how they're brewed, glasses, all that kind of stuff. But I believe this is the Pilsner glass. But Nate, I think it's time. What do we do?
Crack them, smell them, taste them.
Let's do it, baby. All right, let's crack this sucker open. All right. Let's smell it.
For my slides for the glasses. I couldn't find it.
Ooh, what's it? Ooh. Okay, so man, it doesn't really smell like much. Smells a bit corny. Nothing great. Mealy, grainy. But I bet you it look like your blonde yellow kind of Pilsner, like a beer, like a
light. Look at that. That's a nice color, actually. A little bit deeper than what I expected it to be. But then again, the American macro is just so light that when you actually get a Pilsner, it's made with a little bit of quality of ingredients.
Look at this, bro.
Check
this out.
I got some. Look at this. It's retaining a decent amount of head here for a Pilsner. I like that. Looks like good carbonation. The nose is picking up a little bit here. Bready. I'm getting a lot of bread.
Yeah, that's what I smell a lot. I love the bready beers. I love the yeast kind of. I mean, that's very yeasty. Okay, you get a yeast. All right, it's beautiful. Look at that. Cheers, Nate.
Cheers, man.
Let's try it. Taste the sucker.
Let's taste them.
Oh yeah.
Ooh,
yeah. Okay.
So this was made April 13th of 22. So it's about 5 months ago. So not bad.
Not bad at all, man. Dude, listen. My first taste, I definitely taste that like what is it? That sour yeast. I don't know what exactly makes yeast that certain flavor, but like it tastes like my brother's stromboli bread. It's delicious. And I love that
stromboli.
Man, dude, it's been probably about a year or two because he used to make it for Christmas every year. So, brother Mark, if you're listening, please, brother, make me some stromboli this winter at Christmas. It might be my favorite food because it's lunch meats, it's bready like pizza, cheesy. It's got sauce in it. You know what I mean? Like, and you can really get creative and like. Yeah. Hey, Mark Rod and Ken. Welcome to the show.
So Ken's the one who sent us this beer. So thank you so much, Ken. Yeah, we really appreciate it. He's from Oklahoma, and his last trip back, he was able to bring some beers back for us to try. These are the first 2 of them. We've got a couple of more in the fridge that I'll be sending to Danny in the next, week or so. But yeah, thank you so much for that. And we really appreciate it.
We have much appreciated, Ken. Thanks for the Oklahoma love. Well, look, I'll tell you what, we're getting a lot of Oklahoma love because you remember the book I read, Winston the Dog. So they gave me those oil cans from Beer Craft, and I'm going to be doing those very soon. I'll be doing those this month. So we got a lot of, love from Oklahoma. So thank you so much. Yes, Martine, welcome. So Nate, what'd you think of your first sip of this baby?
I like it. So I've made the comment several times on the show now. Like I'm kind of going back towards classic traditional style beers.
Yeah.
It's almost like I've had my fill of I don't know, pastry dessert style beers and stuff that's super heavy on the palate and super boozy. And as we go to the next beer, it's the same thing. I'm not going to tell you what it is yet, but it's more of a classic style. It's heavier of the variety. It's IBV or ABV is much higher. But I'm just kind of getting into these more classic, cleaner, crisper style beers. The other ones are just overwhelming my palate, and this is exactly what I like.
Yeah, and you know what, too, Nate? It's like I'm actually tasting a little bit of weird lemon in here. I don't know if you taste like a lemon zest in there.
There's something citrus.
It's very clean. It's very crisp. Thank you there, young lady. And here's the thing. I have kind of by trial error figured out what I order in a brewery. And hey, guys, popping up on the way to Aiden Corn Festival.
What is that?
Dude, I'm gonna tell you right now, Western New York has the best corn on the cob. They have this stuff called Silver Queen, and it's just different. Like the corn out here sucks. The kernels aren't plump. They're not like juicy. The corn in Western, I guess the Northeast is just different. The soil's different. It grows different.
You know where I think they probably have great corn?
Pennsylvania,
Oklahoma,
hell yeah.
That's the bread basket, right?
I don't know. I mean, I've heard it. I know they do a lot of brick. That's what, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But what I was saying is, I completely forgot. What was they saying?
You're talking about the corn, Eden corn.
No, just before that.
Pilsner.
Oh, so I've kind of figured out my kind of lineup when I go to a brewery. And it goes like this. Immediately I walk in and I take a stout. Okay. And I know it's gonna be it's my first one because I know it's gonna be rich. It's gonna be robust. I've been working on it, dude. The breweries I've been hitting up. I go in and I order their stout first. Then then I go to their DIPA or their IPA.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I want to get bang, boom, bing, bong. Like so, right away after that second beer, Nate, you're just drinking these heavy, rich beers. Yes, twin. All right. I'll be home in December. The ticket is already purchased. Woo-hoo. Yeah. Woo. All right. So then after that, I like to do beer 3, which leaves from 3 to 6 open for Pilsners and Mexican lagers. And like, I really like.
What is your rationale behind going heavy first?
Get it out of the way. Get the wheels turning. Because like, you know, when you're drinking this lighter beer first, I feel like it fills you up like that beer feeling, but then you're also peeing and then going to a heavier one. It's like, what do they say? Beer before liquor, never sicker. Liquor before beer, you're in the clear. And so I like to go into the stronger ones. I typically don't do a porter, but I like it's usually stout, IPA, and then this one. One beer that I really like, and I think it's going to be a Las Vegas norm for me, is Huddle Brewery has a chili beer, and it's light like this
mosquito bite.
Yeah, mosquito bite, and we're not talking booby size. We're talking like just like a like a little bit of bite to it. You know what I mean?
Well, I was recently in there. I don't know, maybe a week or two ago, something like that. And they're out of it right now.
Oh, really?
I only go there for that.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not I like Huddle's beer. I don't know if I'm a huge fan of their brewery, the kind of vibe in there. It just feels like incomplete industrial is how I would say it. But that particular beer, I will go there for that. Now they are brewing it right now, and they said that it'll be available in the next couple of weeks. So next time you're here, it'll likely. I think it's one of their more popular beers. And do you know the pepper that they use in it?
Serrano.
It is my favorite pepper, the Serrano.
The Serrano, yeah, dude. I'll tell you, it's a weird beer because I'm lame and retire early, bro. It's got a really clean, fresh taste like this one, like the Pilsner. but it's like somebody dropped something hot in your beer. It's the perfect ratio, man, if you ask me.
So there's and we're gonna have to try it from I want to say it's Great Basin. They have a Mexican cerveza with jalapeno in it, and chili beer is, especially because it goes really well with these light lagers and pilsners. It's one of my favorite styles of beers. Any kind of beer with chili in it. If I get that real heavy hit of chili on the front of the palate, that's probably my niche right there. It's my favorite.
Yeah, I'm excited about trying that. Hey, welcome to the show, Tony.
You're never late, buddy.
I got a shout out. Tony, thank you so much. He went ahead and shared our video on his Facebook page. So
thank you.
Yeah, it really means a lot because whatever platform, whether it be Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, whatever you can do, if you could ever share some of our stuff, it means so much because you might share it to your network. And maybe 2 or 3 people in your network start to watch, and then that's how it exponentially grows, right? That's how stuff goes viral. So thank you so much, Tony. Sorry I wasn't able to go ahead and meet you and Bob out for Vietnamese food. I'll have to do it in the winter. I know things were kind of hectic. I was home for Buffalo for like 4 days and then out. But good to see you, and thanks for posting our video.
Thanks, Tony.
Yeah, Nate, this is pretty good, man. This is guys, if you're just hopping on, this comes from Stone Cloud Brewing, was brought to us by Ken, our friend. And, he basically brought this from Oklahoma City. If you don't know Oklahoma, Nate, have you been to Oklahoma?
I have not. I haven't been to a lot of the Midwest central of the country, Nebraska, Iowa, Missouri. Well, I've been to Missouri, Oklahoma. What borders? Texas? Oh, I've been to Texas, but for the most of them, I haven't been to a lot of states in that area of the country.
Oklahoma surprised me in a couple of things. Two things that really surprised me about Oklahoma. Three. One, I really liked it there. I've been there probably 2 or 3 times, and each time I'm like, damn, dude, you know what? I could live here because the people are down to earth. They're just regular, hardworking people. You have the right amount of city people. Where you have affluent city people, which is fine. I like affluent city people. I just don't like over snobby and over crazy liberal or over crazy right. So I think Oklahoma City had a nice mix of that. But one of the things I was really surprised about, Nate, was the Native American influence in Oklahoma. It's pretty popular. Like there's a lot of reservations, and I grew up 10 minutes from a reservation. I didn't know that other parts of the country were like that. Very different. I'm not sure what tribe. I know up by Buffalo, it's Iroquois. Did you live by reservations in Pennsylvania?
I'm trying. As you were talking, I was trying to recollect if we did. I think it was more towards New England, Connecticut, kind of in that area. What is it, Mohegan Sun? Typically, I refer to wherever the casinos are, to be honest with you. It's unfortunate that I do that. But I don't recall a lot of Indian stuff growing up. I don't know.
I know, because I was just wondering. It's probably the same.
Southwest.
Yeah, it's probably the same clan or type. And if I'm saying it wrong, I'm not trying to purposely do that, or I just don't know too much about it, which is a shame. But I should check out Vanilla Ice and his project, Open on Open Brewing in Florida, with has 3 levels. Oh, that's badass.
Really?
Yeah.
Vanilla Ice,
baby. Ice. Okay, so the second thing that interests me about Oklahoma that I really like, and I mentioned it a little bit earlier, Nate, is red brick. Dude, all the houses are red brick, and I love red brick homes.
me too.
I mean, especially like when you see out west and you see like all the houses that were built like from the 60s to 2000, you see new home construction has changed a little bit. So this weird like stucco thing, right? Like the hacienda homes in LA and stuff like that. But in Oklahoma, every style, every state and kind of region has its style, and Oklahoma has those just the brick southern homes, you know what I mean? Like that we saw in Rocky Mountain stuff, and they're everywhere, and they're just, I don't know. To me, that's just a piece of America that like is just so beautiful, like a brick home. What do you think?
Well, yeah, there's something. Well, you and I get to peer in behind the curtain when it comes to new construction home building, right? So we kind of see some of the detail there, and those houses stand out to me as being having structural integrity. You know what I mean? Like there's something about it. It feels like they cut less corners on stuff like that. Plus, it has the beautiful imagery and aesthetic look that I completely agree with. I love brick buildings as opposed to stucco or traditional siding.
Yeah, it's a brick house. I knew a guy named Brick House. He was one of our security guys, like the head of our security house. This dude was the biggest motherfucker I've ever seen. Excuse my language, but I love Brick House. Him and Big Sexy ran the club.
Big Sexy.
Big Sexy was a big brother too, man. But Brick House was just like, "Can I help you? Do you have your ID?" And people would be like, "Nah, man, I ain't trying to get in anymore." Dude, I saw him pick somebody up by their face. It was never seen anything. Yeah, he grabbed their face and squeezed it. He's about like 6
foot. Ball?
Yeah, he's like 6'9". Probably, if I had to guess his weight, close to 400, like 360, 270, but muscular. Yeah, bro. And he wore a fucking leather jacket, and he'd be like, "Yo, what's up, Danny?" He would give me a hug, dude, and the wind would get knocked out of me. Brick House, dude. It was great, man. If you ever watch this, Big Sexy or Brick House, I miss you guys. I hope you're doing good. I know they're down in South Central LA. I'm not sure where they're at these days, but I hope you guys are well. Dude, they were awesome. They would watch my back like no other, man. So, Brick House. Yeah, here we are, guys. We're drinking the Classique from Stone Cloud Brewing.
I'm loving it.
What is it?
I'm loving it. You know, it's kind of, we just don't get a lot. I feel like a lot of breweries are just kind of passing over this style of beer because it doesn't sell. It doesn't have the cachet that the IPA lineup has. But when I go to a brewery, you like to go heavy first. I do the opposite. I like to control it and go light first. So I would probably order this or a Gosa or something along those lines, something light, clean, refreshing. And then if I've had my fill of that, then I know not to go into the stout. Right, to the 11%er. I'd rather kind of inch my way up that way. So I do the opposite of you. I'm curious what you guys in the comment section, first of all, hopefully you don't do what we do, which is drinking abundantly at breweries to 6 to 7 beers.
Hey man, we're helping local business.
Yeah, good point.
The thing is like a lot of people say, we got a beer show and they ask me how much do you drink and stuff like that. I don't drink that much. Like, to be honest, I really, I pretty much am like 2 beers a week for the show, and then maybe possibly I'll step into a brewery during the week, or if a work function is going on. I don't get drunk every day. I don't drink like that. I just couldn't do it. This is what allows me. This is why I love beer. It's like going to the well to enjoy it, right?
Yeah, and you know what happens if you're drinking it too much? It doesn't become enjoyable anymore. Now you're just chasing the dragon, right? Yeah. So it's much better when it's like it's a thing. It's an event, But I totally agree. Well, depends on the brewery, but I tend to go heavier first, then back to the middle. There is no getting to the low ABV. You're just doing 10s and 11s and then back down to 7s.
Well, Chris, man, I got to say, dude, I missed you when I was in Buffalo, but I'll be home for 2 weeks at the end of December. Can we please hit up some breweries? I want to do like a little Buffalo meetup. I'm trying like hell to get Nate to fly to Buffalo right after Christmas for New Year's so we could do Edward 40 Hands. We got something really big and special planned out. Last year we are going to do the Buffalo Bills van, but the guy got COVID, so we can definitely do that this year. Burn any COVID outbreaks. But one of the things I like about these Pilsners, Nate, is it brings, look, dude, you're not going to get everyone that's going to hang out and drink 2 or 3 IPAs. And if you buy them an IPA, and an IPA sits for a while, stouts are good when they're sitting in your cup for a while. They turn different. They have a different flavor to them. But IPAs get kind of ranky. I feel like IPAs, you got to drink fit. I do. I feel like something boils up in your mouth like a sewer, and twins ready, and for the common people, I guess I don't want to say common because there's probably a lot of people that are not common at all, but for people that don't like an IPA, a stout, a craft brew, dude, this is what you pour. This is what you pour because this is just a little bit better. I'm sorry. It's a lot better than your old Milwaukee or your regular one. Totally agree about the stout. Nice. We got Simon. What's going on, Simon from London, mate? How are you?
Simon, is that Simon from Hong Kong?
That is Simon from Hong Kong with his lovely bride right there. Stouts you can drink room temperature. See, and that is coming from a true Englishman. And I'm sure. What's going on, brother? You guys look great in your avatar. So happy to see you, man. Congratulations. I know AJ had a great time at your wedding, and wishing you the best, bro. Thanks for hopping on the show.
Thank you.
This is what we're drinking. It is from Oklahoma City, Nate. Classique.
I like the name too. I
do too.
I like that they're kind of paying homage to something from days past, and kind of not reinventing it, but doing a better job, And I think that's what we get stuck in here. This is not a lager, but I use the macro example a lot. If you're able to kind of create a lager that's in that 4.8 to 5.2% range, like a Budweiser, and you can do it better, I'll give it a shot. I'll pay $1 more a 6-pack, $2 more a 6-pack for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Nice to see you guys. Said Simon. Simon's here. We haven't done this guy in a while. How about a beer bong for Simon? Hey,
dude,
let's do it. You know what? Simon is our good friend that we met in China, and I haven't done a beer bong in a while. The Shawnee was there, but no reservations. Okay.
Shawnee. I forgot about the Shawnee.
I'm going to do a beer bong for Simon because I haven't seen him in a while. I'm going to do – oh, you're doing the Malorts?
I don't want to, but I guess I have to – I can't be the guy to not celebrate it. I know him too.
Chuck, he said, you got it, buddy. We're going to do a shooter for you. I'm doing 805, so not your regular watery beer. This is kind of a stronger beer to do a chug.
That's 5%.
Is it? No, this is the Firestone Walker 9%er.
No, it's not.
He wasn't having it. He wasn't having any of that, bro.
No, it's not. There is no such thing.
Nice.
Oklahoma says Martin.
No, bring up the next comment.
Went there.
Oh, wait. No, that wasn't it what I meant. That is pretty cool, Martin. I meant the next one.
Oh, sorry.
From Simon Edward 40 hands. Let's go. Dude, I am trying to get Nate to come to Buffalo. All my Buffalo friends are calling him. They want his number. I go to the bar. They're begging me to bring him to Buffalo for, the thing is like, you can fly in. There's stuff to do in the Canadian border. You can go see the falls.
Dude, watching you self-fill that thing is fucking awesome.
Dude, I'm waiting precision. See, the thing is you got to wait till the foam goes down because you want to get more beer, Yep. So we're just waiting. Guys, we haven't done a beer funnel in a long time and a shot of Malort, but our friend from London who we met in China, Simon Whitmore, mate, it's good to see you, man. I'm so happy that you popped on for the show. I hope that you're enjoying your lovely marriage and you're just, enjoying your life. I hope to see you again. Get here, Nate. There goes Brett. He's been the biggest advocate. I love it, dude.
He texts me pictures.
I know. The Twins want you.
Always text me. Thank you. I love it.
The Twins want you bad in Buffalo. The thing is like, I want you to do Edward 40 hands and see our city and stuff like that. But I really want Cindy and Anderson to see Niagara Falls. Like, I think that's like, for me, that's one of the coolest places in the world if you're not there. And I'm not just the homer. But anyway, here we go. Simon, cheers, my friend. Let's do it, Nate.
Cheers.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
There he goes.
Oh, wow. Wow. That was a good. Married life is good. I'll visit the U.S. soon. Maybe we'll have some fun. Please do, man. You are always welcome. You are always welcome to visit me here in Los Angeles. Or if you want to, I'm always home at Christmas. You'd love my friends and a beer or 10. You'd love my hometown crew. Absolute legend. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Hey, Nate. Excuse me. Always got to have a burp. We need to have a burp on the show every week. We haven't been burping as much.
Okay.
But anyway, you know what we do every week? Nate takes us on a lovely brewery tour. So let's check out Stone Cloud Brewing in Oklahoma.
Oklahoma, Stone Cloud Brewing. There you go. I like their logo.
I do too.
I did on Twitter. I put up so we're kind of doing these battling things, right? Where
Put up a poll.
It can be a battle of a state, a city, a style of beer, a brewery, 2 beers in 1 brewery. But I basically did the other brewer that we highlighted today, and Stone Cloud is a competition between the 2 logos, and the other one won. But I like this one, Stone Cloud. I think it's pretty cool. If you want to check out the credentials down here, stonecloudbrewing.com is their website. They are on Instagram. They are not on Twitter. I always find that to be interesting. Here we go. They're located in Oklahoma City. For those of you that are unaware, Oklahoma is in the middle of the country.
I love that Martin is so connected with American sports. That's awesome. Yes. Just more. What would you rather?
No more. What would you rather? But anyway, so you can see right here, the great state of Oklahoma, the handle you can see right north of Texas, and Oklahoma City is the location for Stone Cloud. I'd like to get out there, Danny, and go check out Oklahoma City. I think it'd be a cool place.
Yeah, it's pretty much right in the center of Oklahoma. Yeah.
So as you can see right here is today's beer, the Classique. Okay. This is a Czech style Pilsner. Not a lot of check-ins. This is a small craft brewery, microbrewery mostly. 578 check-ins. It's also a beer that is not year-round for them, which maybe it should be. I think this might be part of their retireds lineup. I'm not sure. We'll check that in the next couple of slides here. But you can see the score for a Pilsner at 3.9. Even though the low check-ins, it's very respectable. Typically, you don't see a lot of people give high scores to beers like this. They did a good job. Stone Cloud. Stone Cloud Brewing was an idea that was born out of countless days spent getting lost in the mountains of Colorado.
Ooh.
Our name draws inspiration from the huge skies where endless mountains melt into clouds on the horizon. This might seem odd considering the fact we are smack in the middle of the flatlands in Oklahoma City, but our founder, Joel, an Oklahoma native, spent 10 years perfecting his brewing craft at breweries in Boulder, Colorado. Cool. The urge eventually to open up his own spot. And with Oklahoma City's recent growth and proximity to family, it was the perfect place to make his dream a reality. We opened our doors in the summer of 2017. So about 5 years they've been open. I like when I hear these kinds of connections to your roots and to family. I think this is something Danny and I talk a lot about, going back to where you're from. You kind of paying tribute to the area that you grew up in. They did that through a brewery, which I think is really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's pretty badass. He went to Colorado where it was probably bigger than Oklahoma. The craft beer exploded. He put his time in of 10 years and he came back and he created a great beer in a brewery back in his hometown. That's awesome.
At Stone Cloud, we are committed to quality, consistency, and innovation above all else. I'm not going to read through all that, but I just thought it was pretty cool. I like the way that they promote themselves, their marketing. I like that they're kind of sticking to their roots and, they believe in quality, which I think is a really big deal in the brewing community. A huge part of our identity is our amazing historic building on the west edge of downtown Oklahoma City. And that's the first thing I noticed when I went to their website. They've got this amazing old laundromat that they converted into a brewery, industrial style building, the brick that you're talking about. Look at how cool that is. I have some other pictures of it. But yeah, it just looks inviting to me. The logo, the building, I think it's pretty cool. Their beers, we'll get back to the location here in a bit, but their beers, it's what we do best. Use our beer archive to find long lost love or new flavor fling, right? So before I was talking about, you can see their breakdown. They just give you the labels, which I kind of like. And you can see in the corner, it says one off. So Ocean Fruit is a one-off beer. So they just make that, right? And they make it, maybe it's seasonal. Maybe it has to do with the fruit that they use in a particular time of year. And then they just do it one time and then they move on. They're year-round, as you can see, the Mellow, Astro Dog, Neon Sunshine, Light, Chug Norris, which I think is an amazing name. Those are the things that they'll have on their in their tap room all year, and they just
hold
rotate.
on, bro. Look at the one. It's called Scissor Lift Centaur.
Yeah, that's.
He's a half man, half scissor lift. So
I like their names and everything. I think they do a cool job with that. Their artwork, it's cool.
Yeah, they definitely are some trippy folks, and I like it.
They even have a hard seltzer line. Danny and I don't really get into that too much, but we can definitely try them on the show. But I thought that was cool. Are you?
I am.
I do not like them. I can't do it. If it's vodka, yes, but if it's the malt liquor version, I'm out. There is a beautiful shot of the building. I just think that's cool. I love that huge neon sign up there. It probably looks amazing at night. What a cool spot. I could go in and drink beer any day at that place. What about you, Danny?
Yeah, man. That place looks very similar to Buffalo. You know, it's got that old school kind of a brick building. I don't know if that's considered Art Deco. I'm not an architect, but it definitely has some type of face that looks a little bit in the past, maybe 50, 60 years ago.
Yep.
Huge laundromat. It must have been like an industrial one where corporations and stuff.
Yeah.
Because that's not your nickel and dime one. But yeah, anytime you could scoop one of these old buildings up, like, you don't know, maybe the guy was working in Colorado for many years at a regular gig, an IT gig, something that was making money, was brewing beer on the side, working at breweries and stuff. And then was like, you know what? I'm going to go home. I'm going to buy this thing for, $150,000 and I'm going to create my own thing. Chuck Norris is a great name. So greats. 1920s is Art Deco. Okay. Yeah. So maybe that building is 100 years old. I don't know.
It likely is. It's probably from the 20s, 30s. I think they might have it in the description of the building. Actually, let's go back very quickly. Here it is. 1929. Great call there, Simon.
Man, Simon, nice call. Okay, yeah, beautiful stuff. The beer is great. I love the Classique. Really enjoyable. It's easy. This is the type of beer if you want to go to a craft brewery. A lot of people are kind of like turned off by craft breweries because they think that they're going to be drinking some stinky IPAs, some heavy stouts, and stuff like that. Like, we all know what the beer world is like, but for those of you that are just tuning in or maybe watching this on replay, you got to start to understand that these craft brewery places have also recognized your taste, and they make a lot of these lighter pilsners. Almost every single craft brewery, makes about 2 to 3 styles of lighter beers. You have your lager, you have your pilsner, and then you have like a Mexican kind of like they're playing off of this kind of thing. So this is the Czech lager style. It's delicious. It's got a little bit of zest of citric going on in there. It's got definitely that bready flavor that we talked about earlier. I'm really enjoying this, Nate. Nice job.
Yeah, I really like this beer. This is the kind. It's the super heavy beers. They're good and there's a place for them. But casual session drinking is not it. This is a session beer.
It is a session beer. And one other thing I want to talk about is the good news, guys. It's time for a little good news. Snaps. You know what that means, Nate?
It means it's time for good news. Pull it up.
Let me fill you guys in on a little something in my world, though. So when people go like this, snaps, does anyone know what that means? Go ahead and let me know in the comments. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. So basically what that means is in theater, in rehearsals, and just when you're talking in terms of acting in theater and stuff like that, like sometimes if you're clapping like this and you got fucking 30 people, 40 people clapping, it's usually not, it's disruptive. People get amped up and stuff like that. So if somebody's doing an acting scene or they're doing like your rehearsal or whatever, or an acting coach says something, or, you're in this acting like theater world, they don't clap. I had to find this out because a long time ago I went to an acting class and I was like, yeah, and everyone's like, whoa.
He's the fucking loud guy. Woo!
I'll never forget it. I was like, that's awesome. Yeah. And then people were like, all these theater freaks, but it's actually this when somebody does something in theater. So if you see that happening, a lot of times that's a reference to, keeping it quiet, almost like a golf clap, right? Yeah. So that's the theater world. Time for good news, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, check it out. This is awesome. This has all been manifested by our good buddy there, Nate Sooner. Okay, the man works relentlessly around the clock at his job with his family, but he has been putting in the work here on the weekly beer show, and he has contacted this blogger. Okay, the blogger is called.
So his name on Twitter, and you guys can check him out, is in the name of the website, which is not the same as the actual URL, craftjacks.com, but it's actually findmeabrewery.com. So we can go through here very quickly. Just go to their front page. It's a brewery and craft drink guide, right? So
well, yeah, he's basically like from the looks of it, or talking with Nate and stuff like that. Like we hopped on because I was already on as an actor. I feel very comfortable in front of a camera. I like YouTube as a platform, but other people use whatever podcasting. They use old school. I guess old school. It's only 15 years old. Blogs, and this is what this guy does. He puts out blogs about good beer podcasts. Is that what it's all about, Nate?
Yeah. So that's just one part of the website. So you can see here he's got different articles, right? It's a blog, and you can break it down to beer, cider, liquor, seltzer, wine. They've got some gear that they sell. But here's just one of the examples of their blog posts is best low-calorie beers to drink in 2022, right? So they immediately go to Slightly Mighty, which is from Dogfish Head. I don't know if you tried that, Danny, but they give you like some detail about the beer. It gives you some of the nutritional facts. Slim Hazy from Peak. Never heard of it. Interesting. So they give you interesting kind of little looks into the craft beer world. And that's just one example. What we are excited about is if you go right here, it says the best craft beer podcasts that cover the beer industry in 2022. Now, we are not necessarily a podcast, but we do have a live stream. And so they put us on anyway. And when you scroll down, there's a couple of people, or there's one guy here that I know. There's beer in front right there. Dave Z, right? Dave's afraid to cover any topic or drink any beer for his weekly show. So don't be surprised when he enjoys a cold Busch or other popular mass-produced beers when discussing some cider news from Chicago. So Dave Z's on here. You keep scrolling down. Wanted to give him a bit of a shout out right there. And Good Beer Hunting. I see them on Twitter. They're pretty popular. Talk about a lot of beer. And then when you scroll down, you get to these guys right here.
Oh, yeah, baby. Look who it is.
The Travel Man Dan and Nate, of many names they picked up on that, are just two regular guys who drink beer. Is the weekly beer show technically a podcast? No. But it's enjoyable to listen on Saturday mornings. When you're cracking a session IPA and eating your frozen pizzas because it's the only thing available. Check out an episode where they review beers from Buffalo breweries. Thank you to Craft Jacks. Thank you to Find Me a Brewery. We really appreciate this. Next show, I'll make sure we can show how people can follow you on Twitter and make sure that they go to your website. Guys, check it out. findmeabrewery.com.
Nate. Look, man, we made it to a publication. That is awesome. That is a huge win. And that is all because of you and because of your determination, getting out there on the Twitter sphere or, connecting with people. And that's awesome, man. So thank you so much to the Beer Crafts. And maybe we can get them on the show if it's a guy, girl, or if there's a whole group of team that want to hop on the show. We're really cool about like bringing people that go ahead and support us. So hopefully we'll get that chance, but that's awesome, man. I'd love to see that because, like I said earlier in the show, the best thing you can ever do to me, don't send me a gift. Don't send me presents. You know what? Don't even wish me a happy birthday. Take one of my videos or our beer show and put it out on your fucking social media. That's what this publication did. And I think that's really cool. That's really awesome, Nate. Great job. Cheers to you. A little Classique from Oklahoma City. All right, show and tell, baby. Are you ready, Nate?
Let's do it.
I don't even have anything to show or tell. I kind of got caught this show, moving and getting back, and I've had a little bit of a couple rough days, but we're gonna get through those days. I don't know what else I could show you other than my cowboy hat. This is the cowboy hat, and the Bruce Lee shirt that I went to the UFC, the first China UFC in Macau. I went with AJ, and it was Kong Lee and Rich Franklin, so that was pretty cool. And interesting story, last night I was in the west side of Los Angeles. I happened to be eating at a Brazilian restaurant with my good buddy Tomer, and in came Bruce Lee's very first student, Dan Inosanto. So I saw him and gave him a "What's up, Sifu?" And I knew who he was. He knew that we knew who he was, and that's really just about it for show and tell. We'll have another fun one next week. Might even have a guest next week, but that's pretty much it. We've whacked this sucker down, Nate. Let's go ahead and give it a score.
Let's do it.
Classique.
Big fan. Big fan of the beer.
Big fan. All right, so check Pilsner. The taste, like I said, citrus. It's bright. It's clean. It is very refreshing. It's exactly what you need on a summer day. I feel like I could drink a ton of these at a volleyball game. I really like this taste. I'm giving them a 4.5. Why not?
Yeah, I'm going to go 4.0. I talk about how much I like these styles of beers, and I do. The conundrum there is that sometimes they're also just beer and they're slightly underwhelming. But this one it's really good. I enjoy it. And I think 4 is a solid score. So for me, the taste is a 4.0.
Got it. All right, price. I don't know. It was a gift from Ken who gave it to Nate, but I would assume that Nate, $250.
So I did try to do some research for a 6-pack of this. It would be $8.99. So that's about, it's less than $2 a can. It's about $1.50. So
yeah, I was gonna say with tax, $1.79.
Yeah,
that's a great price.
Worth
I think you get a good beer. I think, like I said, like you pass up your Heinekens, your Stellas, and you grab one of these. I think you're now supporting a smaller craft brewer with that style of beer. I think that's an excellent price. I'm giving them a score of a 4.5.
I'm going 4.0 again. I completely agree. And we got it for free. So thank you again, Ken. Appreciate that. 4.0.
All right, looking at the can, I like their logo. I think it's cool. I love the color scheme. It's black, it's white. It's got a hint of yellow outlining, if you can see that. It's pretty cool. It's definitely a classic style. And I like that they put down definitely not imported, but still tastes great. Pretty great, I guess, because the big thing, I guess, they're probably around our age, but back in the day, the imported beer was always under this assumption that it was better, but it's not that case anymore. But they kind of played on that. They give you a little bit about their stats right here, which is kind of cool. It's very clean. It's basic, but there's something missing. I don't know. I don't love this. I'm giving them a 3.5.
Yeah, I'm going to go a 4.5. I actually love it. I like how simple it is. I like the font that they used. I like the white against the black. Very classic looking, and I think that that's what they were going for. They don't tell a story, but they do give you the stats here, so I'm kind of cool with that. Otherwise, I would have given it a 5.0. If they told us a little bit more detail as to what they were trying to do with this beer, I would have liked it more. But for me, this is exactly the style I like. Understated, well thought out, and it represents the beer very well, I think. So 4.5.
Nice. All right, accessibility. Look, we got this from Ken, so thank you again, Ken. It's in Oklahoma City. It's a smaller brewery. They didn't have a lot of check-ins, which I'm starting to lean towards. I think that's kind of cool. I really actually like that they don't have a lot of check-ins, that people were able to get it. But here's the thing. It's not accessible outside Oklahoma, probably. Maybe in parts of Texas, Arkansas, maybe. But other than that, it's going to be pretty hard to find. So, unfortunately, we're going to have to give them the strike, and that is a 1.5.
Yeah, I'm going to go a 1.0. I think we got lucky here, but accessibility-wise, you're only going to be able to find it there, maybe at your local grocer. And this beer in particular, you can't find it anymore. So 1.0.
Yeah, TMD X Factor. Look, it was a free beer from Ken from Oklahoma, a cool place in the country that I live in. I like the Pilsner. The only thing that I'm a little pissed is that I took the 805 in between. But overall, this is a great beer. I really, seriously, like the Pilsners, man. I could probably go the rest of the year with just trying Pilsners, and we're going to try to do a lot more. And then when it gets colder in the winter months, we go back into the stouts and the weird porters and the crazy ales and things like that. I like that about it. It's free beer. It was gifted to me from a new place that we haven't really explored a lot of beers from. I'm going to go ahead and give them a 4.5.
Yeah, I'm going to give them a lot of what you just said. I'm going to echo. I'm going to give it a 5.0 since we were gifted this, and it's from Oklahoma. Super excited to even have the opportunity to drink this beer. So thank you again, Ken. Thank you, Mom. Appreciate it. And
yay! All right, well, guys, there it is, the Classique, and it comes from Stone Cloud Brewing. TMD gave it an 18.5. What a fantastic score. That's my boy. That's my boy right there. We know what's up. You don't even have to try it, baby. 18.5. Get your ass to Oklahoma City. Get a Classique from Stone Cloud Brewing. You're going to friggin' love it. All right.
Let's see who's going to win the Battle of Oklahoma.
Battle of Oklahoma is coming up. Nate, take over for about 2 minutes when I use the restroom. I'll be right after these messages. I'll be right back.
All right. So in the beginning of the show, I had on my sign here, Cowboy or Sooner. And some of you might not know what that means. So Oklahoma is called, their nickname is the Sooner State. And for those of you who are unaware of what that means, let me share with you. I think I found a description here. I'm going to probably butcher this, so I apologize. But Sooner definition and meaning. Sooner, a person settling on land in the early West before its official opening to settlement in order to gain the prior claim allowed by law to first settlers after official opening. That is a lot of words to say you got there early, right? You got there early, you planted your flag, you made sure that you got that land before it even became available. That's what a Sooner was. I don't know if that's considered a prideful thing. It must be if that's the nickname of the state. But yeah, and one of the universities that we will have in our What Would You Rather later, even the university's name is the Oklahoma. Their mascot are the Sooners. So it is a huge deal in Oklahoma. Anybody out there, Mom or Ken, if you want to kind of comment on that. I don't know if the Sooner is considered a pejorative or if it is a positive influence there, but it seems to me slightly as cheating. I don't know. Getting there early, planting your flag.
Wait a minute. What did I miss? I'd like to weigh in.
What a Sooner is.
I'd like to weigh in.
Go for it.
Was it the place where they offered free land to Europeans that moved over here and they took – no, what is it?
A person settling on land in the early West before its official opening to settlement in order to gain the prior claim allowed by law to the first settler after official opening. So it's basically you went out before the land was available for sale and you claimed it. You got there sooner than everybody else.
Okay, I read a lot of Louis Lamar, and I've heard about this, but they never actually call it Sooner. But I hear a lot about stake and claim and things like that. Yeah. If you don't know, Louis Lamar wrote a lot of Western books. I'm just finishing up Comstock Lodge, but interesting. I think it's probably debatable if you were to go back in time. I don't know. I would probably be a Sooner, I guess, if I could. Hey, look, if you got a chance to stake land near water,
yes,
and, you take it, and then it's kind of like holding dibs, right? I got dibs on that seat. The seat's not actually taken. What's it?
I got shotgun.
Yeah, it's not really taken, but you're calling it without being there. So it's kind of a gray area, I guess. I don't know. But when you're talking about legal territories, that's a whole other thing. But then we could go back to the thing of that was never even anybody's land except for the Native Americans. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it's an interesting thing. I'm curious what the feedback on that is, but obviously, it's a positive if it's a mascot of the state university, right? So it's held in high regard. But yeah, so that's what a Sooner is.
I'm surprised in some aspects that's not been canceled. To be honest with you, I could see that somehow being canceled out there in today's culture, saying, like it's some kind of misrepresentation of. And I don't have any opinion on it. I'm just saying, like, what I learned in school. They went for an early piece of land. It was cheating and had consequences if caught. Oh, so there was consequences. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to kind of look into that more, and then maybe I'll read some more Louis Lamar. But Nate, it's time for the second beer. You ready?
Boom. This one way different.
Oh man, is it?
Oh yeah.
I thought you said it was the same.
No, I said it's the same in that it's a traditional style Germanic beer. Or sorry, not Germanic. It's Belgian. It's Belgian.
No, what's the glass called?
No Nick.
No Nick. Okay, I'm gonna be doing the No Nick glass from my favorite present ever. All right, surely the Native Indians were the original Sooner States people. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It was a race. Yeah. All right. Well, let's not get down the history road because I'm going to make it as an actor one day, and I don't want people pulling up blips against me and canceling me on my movie of a gangster because of something I said 7 years ago on a beer cast. Deal?
Welcome to America.
I see why by just saying with cancel culture. Oh, what by you're saying? Yeah. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't have an opinion on this either way because I'm not smart enough. I don't know the history of it. We're talking beer. We're two regular guys. Here comes number 2. It's from Cabin Boys Brewery called the Bearded Theologian. Wow.
Look at that guy. He's awesome. He's got a pipe. He's reading the Bible or some sort of scripture or something religion related. I would imagine the Bible.
That guy's the tits right there, bro.
Look at his face, dude.
Hold on a minute, dude.
He looks like you, kind of.
Reading Man Dan gets a twisted beard, and all of a sudden, hold on a minute, 8.4%.
Yes, like I said, this is a. All right, it is a Belgian quad.
A Belgian quad. So that means 4.
Yes.
All right. Well, I'm excited to try it.
It's gonna be very, very dark and malty.
Really? It's gonna be okay. So enjoy a glass. What does that say, Nate?
Enjoy in a goblet glass.
Oh shoot!
Oh, this is not a goblet. This is not a goblet, by the way.
I gotta get a goblet. I'm gonna get one. What's up, Dave TV?
Dave's. Oh, there he is. Sorry, I didn't pull up your comment. What's up, Dave? Hey, by the way, I'd like to. I don't know if I mentioned it last week, but Dave sent us some beer from Florida. Dave, thank you so much. We're very, very excited to do that. We're going to likely put it on the show. If it's not next weekend, it'll be the weekend after that. We just got to figure out a couple of details on scheduling, but it will be a feature. There will be a Florida battle, and it will be a Florida battle from Dave's TV. Thank you, buddy.
Nice, Dave. All right, so I got a goblet. I've switched up the cup. I thought it was a No Nick, but it says right here, drink from a goblet. Okay, so I usually pay attention to signs, and now that Dave's TV is here, that is law enforcement, and I don't want to friggin' step out of line. So that's what I did. I got a goblet. I switched it up. Quite welcome. Thank you. Oh, Gator Chomp.
He's a big FU guy. FU.
FU. All right, Nate, what do we do here with these cans?
U of F. University of Florida. U of F.
Yeah, University of Florida. UF. You say FU.
Crack them, smell them, taste them. Let's do it.
Crack them open.
Oh, I like the
baby.
snap of that can right there. And it is smells like a fucking sourdough.
Do I have COVID? I don't smell anything.
Really? It's fucking
nothing.
Right up my nose, dude. This thing is very malty.
Nice, Dave. I'll tell you what, I really like West Virginia, but I've always secretly liked the Gators since they had this wide receiver number 28 years ago. Big, tall, white guy. I forget his name. He was just awesome.
What?
The Danny Werfel days.
Danny Werfel. Was it Riley Cooper?
No, it was a long time ago. It was when we were kids. All right. I'm not really spelling anything out. I just loved how Florida and FSU would battle and Miami would get in there. That was like the shit, dude.
It's not a bad idea for a battle series. Doing like beers that are represented by certain schools.
I mean, college's season is coming up. You know what I'm saying?
Football season's coming up. We got to figure that out, by the way.
Chris Doring. There it is. Yes.
Chris Doring.
He knew it. Yeah, I love Chris Doring, man.
Was that the same time like Peter Warwick was at Florida State? Charlie Ward, like those days?
It could have been slightly after that. So it was like right after Emmitt Smith, I think. Chris Doring would have been there with
Emmett. Oh, you're talking back in like the mid 80s.
Yeah, Chris Doring was probably like late 80s, early 90s. I guess I really liked him. I liked his stuff, man. He was awesome, man. Anyway, this is it. I got the goblet. I got the Cabin Boys Brewery, Bearded Theologian, and let's go ahead and pour this guy in.
For those of you who are unaware, theology is the study of religion. For those of you who are unaware, maybe not. English is not your first language.
It's not as dark as I thought. It's more of a.
Well, it's going to be, yeah. It looks like, what does that look like? It looks like prune juice.
Oh, don't remind me.
I like prune juice. Do you remember the prune juice in China that you would get? I don't know if it was actually prunes or it was some kind of a date or something, and you would drink it while you were eating super spicy food. Do you remember that?
I do, but every time I hear prune juice, I think of John on my flight back to Buffalo 2 years ago, who pooped his pants. I certainly told you that story, right?
Yes.
He reaches over and goes, I have a little.
That's what I'm talking about. Thank you. That's exactly what I meant. Plum wine. This looks like plum wine to me.
Yeah. I had a little too much prune juice. That's why I
missed my
late. Dave, see you there, man.
Later, bud.
I had a little too much prune juice. That's why I missed my flight to Pittsburgh.
Ew.
Cheers.
Cheers.
That's what he told me.
Holy shit. Wow. Wait. That's like a punch in the face.
What the hell is this thing?
That right there is going to taste like, I don't know, nutmeg, cinnamon.
What? Dude, I'm sorry. I can't tell you on first step. I gotta go right back in.
Do you like it? It's fucking strong. It's boozy.
I like it, but it's the weirdest beer I've ever had, I think.
Yeah, so are you getting raisin?
I'm getting raisin. I'm getting
dried fruit.
I'm getting kombucha. I'm getting sangria. I'm getting all kinds of weird.
What the hell is this thing? That should be a t-shirt right there. What the hell is
serious, man? I can't put a finger on this. Usually, the first sip, I figured it out, but this thing is odd,
dude. This is like a chimay.
Yeah, you've given me before. I don't love them, but they're not bad.
Like that. That's what it tastes like to me. It tastes like the Tripel, something like that, And this is obviously a quad, so I am not super versed on the Belgian brewing parameters, but I would imagine it has to do with the amount of ABV and the amount of malt that are being pulled in the fermentation process for alcohol. That's my guess.
Yeah, dude, it is a curious friggin' drink, Nate.
Raisin, dude. I'm getting tons of raisin, dried fruit.
I can't see the can sometimes in the lights.
All right. This quadruple ale has deep aromas and flavors of raisins and caramel from the malt. Hints of cinnamon and spices pair perfectly with a pipe and a good book. Bring your own beard.
That's I love that they say a good book. Reading Man Dan is definitely going to be back in action soon. Yeah, Rocco, you caught me with my readers.
Dude, I have readers now.
I know, but Rocco took my black ones. Okay, I got to use these ones, and they all made fun of me with these ones.
I like those better.
Yeah, they're not bad. I mean, look, I can't read the can from here. Nice to see you on the show, Rocco. Hope you're having fun in Kansas.
Can I read this?
I could probably no.
Really? All right. So my eyes aren't. It's like in the past 6 months, my vision's starting to go.
Yeah, same here.
Really close. Like this.
Same here. And here's the thing that I don't like more than anything is what happens at nighttime in California when I'm driving on the freeway where they're insane and everyone's going super fast and I have a hard time seeing at night now over the mountains and things like that. So I go really slow. Sometimes I take the side streets. Like when I can't see, it kicks in some anxiety. So, and you can't drive with readers. I wear obviously the contacts and stuff, but there's something going on.
So you need readers on top of the contacts.
Yes.
Wow.
But they're different. Readers are for farsighted. My contacts are for nearsighted.
Hold on, I'm confused there. Farsighted means you can see far.
No, it means you can't see far. You can't. Farsighted means you can't see close up.
Exactly. That's why I'm confused. So you're farsighted means you can see far, but you can't see close.
No, my prescription is nearsightedness.
Okay.
You're confusing the hell out of me.
I'm saying if you're farsighted, let's just, regardless of what your situation is, if you're farsighted, that means you can see far, but you can't see close. So they're saying you're far. Okay.
Yes. What makes you lose your sight? Well, I don't know. It's an interesting phenomenon. What makes you lose your sight? I don't get it.
You know exactly what he's talking about.
No, I don't. I was told long it's not. Yeah. Well, we do that a lot.
Rosie Palm.
Thai whiskey. Okay, Rocco says Rosie Palm. Simon says Thai whiskey. Oh, I had some Thai whiskey, man. This shit was wild. And her 5 sisters, but we're not doing any of that. There's going to be no Rosie Palm. There's going to be no Thai whiskey. This is what we're drinking from Oklahoma. It's from Tulsa, Oklahoma. It's called Cabin Boys Brewery, and it is the Bearded Theologian. Half Trolling says no comment. Yeah, what's up, Half Trolling? I got to go back in, Nate.
Yeah, come on. Let's see what you think. It's interesting because this style in particular is something that definitely does not get done by most breweries. Right? Yeah, it is for, man, I hate to sound like snobby about it, but this is like a beer drinker's beer.
It's so unusual, but it's good. Like the first sip is kind of like, what the hell? But I'm really liking the cinnamon notes I do taste. It's definitely got, like, speaking of Rocco takes me to this breakfast joint here in Santa Clarita. Awesome place. Shit, I forget the name. I'll give them a shout out right now. But it's a Mexican place, and they do like Mexican breakfast, but they have Mexican coffee. And it's really good. It's like coffee brewed with cinnamon. So it gives a light hint of cinnamon. And this is like almost like a porter with a cinnamon hint. If that makes sense.
It does. They're getting the color from the malt bill, the grain that they're using. And this is what I like about beers like this. They're pulling raisin flavor out of the grain and, in the hops, right? They're using the parameters of beer, which is yeast, water, hops, and grain, right? Malt. So they're using that and creating a flavor of raisin. Whereas now, instead of creating that flavor through the parameters set by what a beer is, they're just dumping raisins in.
Yeah.
But it's more impressive to me to
like an extract.
Yeah, to be confined by the parameters presented. Like in Germany, if you add anything other than the 4 ingredients, it's not called beer.
Yeah.
And I can appreciate that. Like I feel part of the new beer scene is a lot of marketing and over stimulating the palate.
Yeah.
Right? There's no nuance. Like if it's a marshmallow beer, yeah, okay, you're just dumping marshmallow in there. Anybody can do that.
Hey, look, Rocco mentioned this place. Guys, if you're ever in Santa Clarita, California, which is just north of LA, it's a place called Casa Canela. And man, dude, it is Nate, not only is their coffee really good, but they just do it right. Everything they have there is delicious. We go to a couple of breakfast spots a lot here in Santa Clarita. I'd have to say that's probably my favorite. They just do a really good omelet there, but their coffee is delicious. And that's what I taste. And that's so important that you said that. Is like, yeah, sometimes we're just inundated with all this shit going on, but it's like they just throw the stuff in the tub and it's brewed and whatever, but you don't actually get the real flavor. I feel like this thing, you get a lot of true flavors going on. When I go around the rim a little bit, it's still got a little glossy feeling. Not a lot.
when you go to the Total Wine or Bevmo or wherever you go and you see some of those old dusty German bottles of beer, this is what I like about them, is that they can sit on those shelves for fucking 2-3 years and you get it and it's the same flavor.
Well, we're gonna find out.
And it's remarkable how, like, there you go, boom.
We're gonna find out. This is the one that I gave you last year for Christmas.
St. Archer?
It is it is Anchor Brewing. It is Anchor. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year 2021. And we're gonna get to 2022. My face is in the way. We're gonna get
it's not the same as wine, right? Like beer does not age better unless you're doing like maybe a barrel aged or a barley wine. Maybe that's something that you can kind of put into a cool, dark, damp place and, in the back of your wine cellar, and maybe it ages appropriately. But beer is not really like that. When it comes to the German style beers and Belgian style beer, that's what I appreciate, is that they stick to what beer is supposed to be, and they get very good at pulling those flavors out of those 4 ingredients. So that's what we have here. You're unlikely to see a lot of quad Belgian style ales at your local brewery.
Love it, Nate. Love it.
Let's go ahead and take Cabin Boy.
Yeah, Cabin Boy. Let's go take a look. This one is in Tulsa, Oklahoma. So let's go ahead and go on a brewery tour. I got to step out real quick. The beer bong always makes me go to the pee-pee. I'll be back.
Martin, from what I understand, if they use adjuncts or they start adding things in, then it's just not considered beer. They can still brew those things. But from what I understand, I believe that they have an association. Maybe somebody else can help me comment on this and shed some light on it. But I'm pretty sure if you use anything other than the 4 ingredients, then it's not considered beer. Which I think, like a Radler, is not a beer. I don't think. I think it is a version of a beer. So I don't know. Anyway, so we're going to talk about Cabin Boys Brewing. You can see, again, another brewery that doesn't have a Twitter presence, but they are on Instagram, really a nice Instagram presence as well. I enjoyed kind of going through their Instagram page. And there is their website, cabinboysbrewery.com. Again, Oklahoma. This is the battle for Oklahoma. We got Tulsa, we got Oklahoma City, we got Oklahoma University, we got Oklahoma State. This is the battle for Oklahoma, this one being from Tulsa. Tulsa, more in the northeast part of the state, on the other side of the panhandle. And that is where Oklahoma is. Today's beer, it is the Bearded Theologian. Tough word to say, really, when you read it. Bearded Theologian. It is a Belgian quad. We just talked about that ad nauseum. 8.4%, 2.6 thousand check-ins, which is markedly more than our the previous beer. Right, but a really nice score.
Nate, I think it's worth pointing out. Look at the specificity of the color of the beer as opposed to the color of the beard and the topper.
Yeah, you're right. That raisin colored cranberry, not even cranberry, raisin colored lid.
Yeah,
topper. You're right. It's cool. Like they're consistent. I got to give these guys a lot of credit.
Yeah, they do something right, man.
Here you go, Danny.
I know in Japan, beer is heavily taxed, so they make malt drinks by taking out an ingredient. Therefore, it's not considered beer. You guys have been to Japan?
Yes.
Yeah, I've been to Japan. I went on a baseball tour in Japan and absolutely loved it. I hiked up the Japanese Alps. Every day I drank beer. I don't know about that. I didn't know they removed something that would have something to do with taxes. I was just there drinking. I did have wasabi beer. I love Japan. Japan is like if Armageddon really happens and they want to recreate society, that's what they would create it at. I think everyone should visit Japan.
Yes.
When you look at Asian cultures, it's tough because not everyone will like places like Southeast Asia. China is a tough haul for everyone. Although people that don't know about China that go to China, I think will be widely wrong about their views and points and things like that. Yeah. China's cool, man. China's
the boogeyman for the average American.
But Japan is awesome. Japan, you'll fit right in.
Yeah, Japan. So it's, I don't know, top 2 places in the world for me that I've ever been. When you're there, it's all about civility. It's people understand the greater good, and they treat each other with respect. I remember Danny, before I even went to Japan, told me a story. He was on a Tokyo subway ride, and he had his earbuds in his ears, and he was listening to music or whatever. And I'm pretty sure you can tell the story better than me, Danny, but didn't some gentleman kind of come up to you and, tapped you on the shoulder? I'm sure he was older, and basically said that people can hear the music coming out of your earbuds and that you should lower it.
Yeah. And the thing is, I'm away from Tokyo to Kyoto, and it wasn't earbuds. It was the over ears.
Oh, okay.
But the thing about it was, I was in a car, like a car. There was nobody else in there. It was too loud, and so like they didn't like that. So whether that thing was a foreigner thing against but I had several issues with that.
It's also okay. If you're listening, you're gonna come into our country. We have a certain standard here. Apply it.
I mean, another issue where I was eating lunch with my friend Takako, and I was like, "Oh man, this food's so good!" Like, and at that time I've been in Asia, so I know about lifting the bowl to your face and scooping the rice or whatever. And I was like, "Yo, I'm done." Whew, that was awesome. She's like, "You're not done." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" Look at my bowl. She's like, "No, you're done." I'm like, "No, I'm done." She's like, "No." There was like 6 grains of rice, 6 little grains of rice, and she wanted me to clean them up and pick them up and eat them, because if that bowl went back to the Japanese chef, they would take offense that you didn't enjoy their food all the way. It's like a spit in their face. I could not believe it.
Right. So like it's interesting when you're over there. So for Americans, slurping and making noise when you eat, is considered low class. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that, but I'd say that's the sentiment by most people. When you're over there, it is a tribute to the person that's cooking. Like you're showing to the other people in the restaurant that you are enjoying something so much, and that's why you're making the noise. So that whole process, that whole mindset, it's just different. When we go over there, that's the culture shock that people talk about. It's why are people spitting on the floor?
Yeah,
I
miss it, bro. I really
like it. It's a whole other thing in being in Asia. But so today's Bearded Theologian, there it is. I'm enjoying it. It's definitely boozy. That color that we see there in the picture is exactly the color that I see in Danny in my glass. So pretty cool. What is going on here?
Yeah, cool. I miss it, Nate. I miss it big time. Oh, I'll start with a cabin in the woods.
So with the little help of our friends and family, we built a cabin. With the help of the community, we're building our brewery. I really like that. Right? Again, family-oriented, community-based. Let's build something in the woods. Let's kind of create something from nature, if you will, even though if it's really not happening that way. I appreciate the mindset. It all started with a cabin in the woods. I wanted to highlight that. I think it's just super cool. I'm not going to read all of this, but it all started with a cabin in the woods in 2010. Jeff had an idea to build a log cabin on his property just outside of Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Nice.
After recruiting his son, Austin, many other friends and family jumped on board in building the cabin from the ground up. Using lumber they milled themselves. How fucking is that?
Cool.
From the surrounding forest and other local resources.
That's badass.
It is. They're doing this stuff by your hands. Like, we're so programmed to have other people do shit for us, and we don't really get the sense of completion by creating something by hand anymore. And it's a huge deal for me. Using lumber that milled themselves from surrounding forests and other local resources, the cabin was born. Just a short trek through the woods, you can find an escape from the daily hustle and bustle of life. From weddings to reunions, people experience camaraderie with thoughtful conversations, good beers, and great memories. This fellowship inspired our brewery's brand, becoming our signature icon. With the help of family and friends, we build a cabin. With the help of community, we're building our brewery. What an awesome message, Dan.
That is awesome. I love it. I love that they put a hard work into it, and you know they're feeling the fruits of their labor. They come out with good product, dude. One thing is this 8.4%. I definitely feel the strength kicking in.
Ooh, yeah, this is definitely there. So as you can see, year-round beers. The Bearded Theologian is one of those year-round offerings. With this beer heavy on your palate, it will enlighten your mind. This quadruple ale has deep aromas of flavors and raisins and caramel stemming from the malt. It has hints of cinnamon and spices that perfectly pair with a pipe and a good book. Bring your own beard. Enjoy best at 48 degrees. Now available in restaurants, bars, and liquor stores statewide. Good to know. So here's a couple more of their year-round offerings. They have a Casteline Kolsch. Kolsch is another one of those Germanic, Belgian, European style classic beers that I'm starting to see pop up a little bit more in breweries because of the clean, crisp profile that it offers. I really like those. They've got a hazy offering called Trail Magic. Cornerstone Saison. Basically, that is in French means season, and it is supposed to be more of an open fermentation that we talked about before. It's a live, wild kind of fermentation process. That's what a Saison is. Mexican style lager. I don't know, Danny, if you noticed, but out of all of their year-round beers, 7 of them are of low ABV. They're kind of classic style beers. There's not tons of, double IPAs on here.
I like that. They jumped ahead of the trend that's coming.
Yes.
They said,
reverting back. It's nostalgia, right?
Yeah, maybe this guy was like, look, I love beer, but what you're doing to beer, I don't love. I love beer, and that's cool. I like that. So
it's one angle. It's one angle, right?
One angle.
Belgian style Tripel. So there's another Belgian one, a double IPA, a Fest beer. We need to try that. Whatever that thing is, it looks like a bit of a Marzahn style, Oktoberfest style beer.
Dude, give me that Oktoberfest right now.
Yes. All right.
I want to go.
So into their brewery.
Look at that.
Dude. It's a bit farm style. I like it. It seems very Oklahoman to me. Here's a picture of the outside of the brewery. I really like their logo. Danny, if you had to kind of put Cabin Boys Brewery logo versus Stone Cloud, what do you think you like more?
Cabin Boys. I mean, it's got a cabin. It's got trees. I like how they made the circle kind of the same thing where, you had the other one. It was Stone Cloud's cool. It's the sun, but it's just rays of sun. There's no cloud. They kind of made it like a log and like the, planing of a log. Look, it's a great logo, and we'll get into that in a minute.
Just another picture of the inside of the brewery. I just think it's cool. There's their team. They look happy. They look like beer people to me.
Yeah.
Right? No, this is kind of what they look like when you go.
They look like people that we could walk right in there and be like, "Hey, what do you try this? Try this." Like there's some vibes that are just instant. I
was talking to a friend the other day about when you walk into breweries, the vibe is just different. It's not stuffy, so people are wearing shorts, they're wearing t-shirts. It's not fine dining. Like you're going in there to kind of escape the bullshit a little bit.
Yeah,
and I can appreciate that. So, guys, that is Cabin Boys.
Love Cabin Boys, man. Listen, if you're ever watching this video, you guys are doing great. I'm not sure what the hell I'm drinking with this Bearded Theologian, but obviously people like it. It's one of your staple beers. Keep doing what you're doing. We are going to give it a good score. I can feel it right now because the taste is awesome. It's strong. It's everything that I like in a beer. It's got some unfamiliar tastes. but it brings you back to original beer, if that makes sense. Because here's the thing. Sometimes you try these like trippy, we always revert back to the cannoli beer, but sometimes you try these weird cakey beers, whatever. They take you so off from what a beer is actually supposed to taste like that you don't really know what you're drinking. I feel like this Bearded Theologian is something that you drink. You go through this weird rush of like flavors of cinnamon, raisin, just difference. Okay, there's a lot of different flavors. But then at the end of the swallow, when you're done drinking that sip, it takes you back to beer. It takes you back to an IPA. Maybe I'm just talking shit. Like I said, we're just two regular guys, but that's what I feel like when I drink this beer. It still tastes like a beer. It's very unusual. You go, is this a sour? Is this a friggin' what? Is this a what's a hooba haba? But then at the end of it, the last swallow, when it actually touches your belly, it tastes like a beer. Does that make sense, Nate?
It does. So now that this is warmed up a little bit, you take a little bit of like a little sip of this beer and just let it linger on your palate. Let it kind of hit the roof of your mouth a little bit. Just a sip. You don't even want to like gulp it. Just a sip. So that's going to kind of express those flavors to you a little bit more. And with the temperature change, I enjoy it. I kind of like it to be a little bit warmer.
Tastes like apple cider. All right, guys. Beer. We don't know, but now it's time for What Would You Rather? What would you rather? You can go ahead and let us know in the comments below, or you can let me know after the show. We'd love to hear from you. There is no right or wrong. This is the all Oklahoma edition. Get ready for What Would You Rather? The first one coming up. If I gave you a ticket, you go to one of these places. Where would you rather go? To the great American Oklahoma City. All right, check it out. Beautiful looking buildings. You got the river cutting through. Just the sunsets. Look at that. That is both the skies are all three of the skies are beautiful. They must have some type of like British knockoff thing with the Ferris wheel downtown. Still really cool. I've been to Oklahoma City. One thing I will tell you about Oklahoma City that I still remember was how friendly the people were. Very, very nice people. Really cool place. Architecture is cool. Or your other ticket goes to another place in Oklahoma, and that's Tulsa, Oklahoma. A little bit smaller of a city. You can see their skyrise doesn't have as much buildings, but they got that great freeway crossing over the river. Looks like it runs through
Great freeway. Oh shit! Let's highlight the city based on their spaghetti bowl.
Yeah, I mean, look at the Tulsa's kind of cool. I've been to Tulsa as well. Very cool. I remember I ate somewhere very good there. It was like a fried chicken wing place. Very Lego looking, if you will. It's very boxy and Lego and windows, and like it looks like it's ready to take on the storm. And I mean the tornado. All right. So this one's pretty quick. I'm going to answer you guys. I like both cities. I like Oklahoma. I'm going to the capital city. Is it the capital city? But I'm going to Oklahoma City. I think there's a lot more going on there. I want to see some of the breweries. I'm interested in Oklahoma City culture. Tulsa's cool too, but it's a smaller city. I just want to see Oklahoma City again.
Yeah, so I just did the research because I was unaware, Danny. I didn't know either. Oklahoma City is the capital of Oklahoma State. So for me, I'm going to do the same. Like Tulsa just seems like if I'm going to go to Oklahoma, I've never been there. I'd want to go see, the big heartbeat of the state before I would go to a place like Tulsa. So for me, I think it's pretty easy. I would go to Oklahoma City.
Awesome. Cool. All right, moving on to the second one, guys. Which would you rather have? You're going to start a football team. Which quarterback you picking? Both from the Sooner States. Ladies and gentlemen, would you pick Baker Mayfield? All right, 2017. All right, bit of a controversial figure at college and even in the pros with, he was the first round pick. He was the number one pick.
Number one pick, yeah.
By Cleveland, but he was just released because a guy who likes sexual tension to be relieved by massage therapists is now taking over.
The most diplomatic way to say that right there.
I don't know what else to say, man. It's a bizarre NFL, but they give him 6 games because he will make a lot of money and a lot of people happy after that. But you have Baker Mayfield controversial figure. Like when I look at Baker Mayfield, I'm thinking Drew Brees. Drew Brees had injury troubles in San Diego. They traded him. He went to New Orleans. He went on to become a 12-year Hall of Famer in New Orleans and shatter records. So I like Baker Mayfield. But your other quarterback choice is from the Sooners, Kyler Murray, who took over the position after Baker Mayfield.
Just got the highest contract for a quarterback ever.
Did he really?
I mean, he's got like 220 guaranteed or something like that. I don't know. With the way he's acted, I'm a little shocked by that. But
I don't like Kyler Murray, but I don't hate him in a sense. I don't like that he threw the Hail Mary and Hopkins got it against Buffalo because that really deflated that a lot. But there's just something about his game that I don't think. I think Baker Mayfield could probably be very successful in a lot of different organizations. I think with Kyler Murray, Cliff Kingsbury makes him, and they've surrounded him and that type of thing. I'm probably wrong. Hell of an athlete. Probably could succeed anywhere. If I was picking a team, I'm drafting Mayfield.
Yeah, it's such an interesting thing because Kyler definitely has the higher ceiling. He's got the bigger arm. He's way faster. He's probably the future of the quarterback position. He's probably just a better thrower of the football, but I don't know if I like his personality. He's a very much a me guy. So at this position, you can be the most critical and nitpick the most because it's the most important position of all of sports. And if that's the case, give me Baker Mayfield over Kyler Murray and his bullshit.
Yeah, I don't know what bullshit Murray has. I don't pay that much attention to him. But the bullshit that Baker Mayfield has, I like. I like that guy.
He's team first.
All right, moving on. The next one is food. Which would you rather eat in the state of Oklahoma? We're bringing up this guy right here. This thing looks juicy. It looks delicious. And this is the Oklahoma fried onion burger. Look at that. They use a classic bun. They got tons of fried onions on that thing. It's underneath the patty. Beautiful cheddar cheese. Take a look at these pictures. Zap. That's
dude,
what's up,
dude. Which one are you choosing? The first one, the one on the left, or the one on the right? You got three options.
Well, this is the sub pardon of the what would you rather?
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the one that is right. No. The one that's to the left, underneath the blue lettering.
Yeah, I know why. You see, there's a bit of barbecue sauce on there. it's drawing you in.
There's a bit of barbecue. There's a couple of sesames on there.
It also has cheese. So I mean, yeah. Does the other one have cheese?
Trolling says Christiana. I've been to Christiana in Copenhagen. You can smoke hashish on the streets. It's awesome. Looks nice. First one, or would you rather have this one from Oklahoma? This was called the Frito Chili Pie. That one looks like somebody tried to get it. Looks like there's pork on there, chilies, beans, cheese. But that looks like a Frito pie right there. Ripped right out of the can. Fritos are like a potato chip type thing, but it's a corn tortilla thing.
Yep.
This one's a no-brainer. I'm going with the fried onion burger. Not even close.
Are you?
Not even close.
Not even close?
No, dude. This looks like a sloppy mess.
Sloppy messes can be good.
But here's the thing. Yeah. Of all my favorite chips, it's actually the chili cheese Frito-Lays.
Chili cheese Fritos are fucking awesome.
They're amazing, dude. I just don't like all that
here, but I love them. I'll eat a whole bag at once. All right. So for me, this is really tough because this burger, especially the one that you like, I like the one on the right. I don't know what's going on with that thing. There's just a lot of pickles going on. I love pickles. I'm going the Oklahoma fried onion burger. It's more in my wheelhouse. I could probably eat 4 of those things. I mean, and it's tough. It's tough because I would also crush 4 of those bags of Fritos.
Oh, so how much?
If I'm being held to it, give me the fried onion burger.
I missed Nate 2012 to 2015. I missed that guy. Now he's a skinny little jerk that doesn't eat anything. All right, moving on to the next one. Wait, that was. I don't know. I can't. My guitar is not in tune. I was trying to do a graduation song. If you could graduate from one of these universities, where would it be? Ladies and gentlemen, Oklahoma State. Go Cowboys. Yeehaw. Okay, my good friend Max, that I watched the Buffalo Bills every Sunday with and went to Oklahoma State. He was not sold on Mason Rudolph. I was. But would you rather be a Cowboy or Oklahoma Sooner? All right. That's so funny. I don't know if you guys remember this. Probably not. Nate, maybe. But back in the 90s or late 80s, Foot Locker and Champ Sports used to sell all the college T-shirts. And it was like 2 for $24.
Yep.
And it was just like, and I bought me one and I bought Joey McKissick one. And I was like, we're rooting for Oklahoma basketball this season. And we rooted for Oklahoma so hard. It was one of my favorite T-shirts. So for me, I don't know too much about either one. I'm sure they're both fine universities and education standards. But for me, I would go Sooners just because of that T-shirt.
That's a great call. It's tough for me since I never did that. And the T-shirts that I bought, and I know exactly what you're talking about, I was infatuated with the Texas Longhorns. I love that burnt orange color. Like I was fascinated by it.
Really?
I didn't even know anything about them, but I like that color and I like the white Longhorn. But for me, for these two colleges, I think I'm going to go University of Oklahoma too. There's something about the color. I like the name, the Sooners. I like it more than I like Cowboys. I think they are in what city is University of Oklahoma? Lincoln. No, that's Lincoln, Nebraska. What am I thinking? Where's Oklahoma? University of Oklahoma. Norman, Oklahoma. And Oklahoma State is
Stillwater.
Is it?
Stillwater, right?
Stillwater. Yes, you are correct. So I don't know anything about those two spots, but I'm going to go Norman.
Hey, you can't go wrong. You're in the state of Oklahoma. I'm sure it's going to be awesome. The last one, guys, is a kind of a layup. Okay, I got a little sidetracked. They have a lot of stuff going on. It's a really quick one. What would you rather, IPA or lager? And that one's an easy one. It's a beer show, right? And we're going to be talking about beers for the rest of our lives. When I look at two beers, if I had one or the other, I'm going IPA all day, every day.
Yeah, it's tough to say no to the IPA because there's just so much option. Like you can have a standard IPA at 5.8%, and that's crisp and clean and not too heavy on the palate. And you can go all the way up to quadruple IPAs like a Potacab from Trillium. So there's a wide range. Lagers, I think, are just less of a range, especially by the output of what breweries are distributing. So I'm going to go IPA as well.
IPA it is, guys. Thanks for watching What Would You Rather. If you want, when the show's over, please go ahead in the comments. Let us know what you think. This is what we're drinking right now. It's from Cabin Boys Brewery. It is the Bearded Theologian. It's a delicious taste of cinnamon, spices, all kinds of weird flavors. Let's go whack it down. I'm going to give it a score. We're going to run through What Would You Rather, or what are you reading, what are you watching, and then I'm going to get out of here.
Tastes a bit like something that would be in like a wine barrel.
Yeah, almost like a slight porter, right? And like that's the thing. The porters are really boozy for me, and I don't like them. I don't like the barrel aged. Like we did the Goose Island. We'll probably do another one this Christmas season. I don't love it. This thing is awesome. It's got a really unique taste. It's got a taste that you probably haven't tried before. It's on the cusp of being a stout, but also being an IPA. I don't know where the hell to place that. I think that's really cool. I'm giving it a score of a 4.0. The Bearded Theologian is all over the place.
I'm going to go 3.5, but I mean, that's a good score. I like it. There is a bit of so the characteristic of a beer like this, there's a fine line between, something going off and turning off, like milk going sour. This almost tastes like it's kind of on that ledge, like there's something that's just so, and I think that's a profile that a lot of people like when they enjoy this style of beer. There's just there's a bit there that's interesting and different that you don't taste in a lot of other styles of beer. 3.5.
Nice. All right, price. I don't know because it was sent to me from Nate. Also sent to us from
$11.99 for a 6-pack.
How much?
So $11.99. So $2 each.
$2.15. I think that's a great price. I can't argue a price at 8.4%, 4.0. That's an amazing price. You're going to get slobber knocker whether or not you like it or not. All you got to do is get through it and drink it.
Interesting, though, that it's a 12-ounce can. I'm surprised that that's both of these beers. We typically are drinking 16-ounce cans, right?
I wonder if that has something to do with Oklahoma.
Interesting. Maybe. It might.
But what's weird is like the beer that was sent to me by Winston the dog, and that was the oil can. But that was one of those pour from the craft, so maybe they don't make those full pints. Maybe they don't make them in Oklahoma. I don't know.
It's funny because now that you say that, every single can that I got from Ken is a 12-ounce can.
Very well could be. Or it could be a thing where the only 16 ounces you get are from the actual brewery, and the distribution is only 12 ounce. And if you're at the brewery like Beer Craft, you can get the oil can. I don't know. Maybe something we look into.
It's interesting, but overall 4.0, I think it's a good price for 8.4%. I'd pay $11.99 for a 6-pack of this.
Yeah. All right, design. Let's take a look. I love this design. I love that it's the Bearded Theologian is the name, right? Let's start off with that. Number one. Number two is that he's reading. I love reading Mantan. Okay? This guy reminds me of me when I had a beard, but just really long. And number three, if I was to ever pick up smoking, that's what I would smoke is a long pipe, like Danny Boy's pipes from the Renaissance Fair. I'll throw that video up there now if you want to check it out. I like that they explain a little bit about what Cabin Boys is, what's inside the beer. I like to give the stats like a baseball card. I can't complain. I absolutely love this. I think it's cool art design. 4.0 for me, no problem.
Yeah, for me, the style is also a 4.0. I really, really like it. Number one, I like the matte finish to the sticker.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I like that it's not shiny. I don't need shiny. I like that. I like the artwork. I think it's cool. Yep. I love the guy's beard. I love the smoke. I love that he's reading. I love that the whole the name that they gave it. They do tell a story. We've read it a couple of times now. They give you information about the beer. They tell you what glass to drink it out of. They tell you the IBUs. So yeah, I mean, they pretty much hit everything for me. This is it's a really cool style of can, and I'd like to see more beers from them. So 4.0.
Yeah, unfortunately, accessibility is always going to strike them. I'd like to think that they're going to get this out. The only thing I didn't strike them too hard was that this is their offering throughout the year. So I think that if you go to this brewery, if you're able to make it to Tulsa, Oklahoma, you'll be able to find this beer at their brewery. So therefore, I didn't strike them below the average. 2.5 for me, Nate. Look, it's not going to show up in Namibia. You ain't going to be able to find it in Morocco. Okay, Indonesia, forget about it. But the fact that they have it there year-round, I got to go ahead and give them a little bit of higher score at 2.5.
For me, I'm going to go 1.0. It's tough to find. Now, they actually, I'm going to go 1.5. I lost my train of thought there. But what they said on their website was that now this beer is distributed to restaurants, bars, and grocers in the state. So they seem to be branching out a little bit. So I'm going to give them a 1.5 as opposed to a 1.0. But it's going to be tough to get, and you're going to need to be in Oklahoma. So that's why the score is so low. 1.5.
Nice. Okay. All right, going to TMD X Factor. It's the second beer that Ken sent us. It's the second beer from Oklahoma. I like Oklahoma. I'm here with my best friend creating a show. Offerings. We created this shit out of nothing. We're here. Why not give it a 5.0? It's just one of those times, right? 5.0 for the Cabin Boys, Bearded Theologian. It's an interesting beer. I'm having a great time. I love days like this where it's unexpected. So, yeah, I'm giving it to him.
5.0 for me as well. I appreciate that, we were gifted this, so thank you again. I like their story. I like the cabin in the woods. I like that it's family kind of run, and it comes from the roots of a particular family and community. I like that. I like that they're tackling more traditional style beers and not getting carried away with the haze craze, so I appreciate that. So for me, it's a 5.0. I would like to try more of their beer.
Yeah, me too. This is definitely some place I'd like to visit. All right, guys, the Bearded Theologian beats the Classique at 19.5.
Oh, the winner, the battle.
Battle of Oklahoma. I'm in your face, boop, 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 in your beard. 18. Okay. Well, it would have been on par if you didn't go ahead and knock it so much on accessibility, but that's your score. That's who you are. That's an awesome score. Still at 18. Guys, we have some amazing beers from Oklahoma. Thank you, Big Ken. We love you, man. Thank you so much. All right. Now it's time to go ahead and spin the die. Here we go. Let's go see what we got. What are you reading? What are you watching? What are you listening to? I got what are you watching? I am watching Wolf of Wall Street. It is painstakingly good, but when I say painstakingly, I mean I'm on high anxiety for 3 hours. I love all the partying. I love all the debauchery going on. It makes me want to do it. It makes me want to take Quaaludes and party and drink and meet women and sell stock. Okay, I don't know what it is about that movie, but it's awesome. It's hard to watch for me because I want to be in it. I want to be right there in that life. But awesome movie. It's great actors. Jonah Hill and Leonardo DiCaprio, of course. John Barenthal's role is awesome. I just love the Wolf of Wall Street. Nate, what do you got?
I rolled a 3. So what am I listening to? And right now I'm listening to this. Can you tell me what that is?
Bruce Springsteen is early. Eye of the Tiger.
Darkness on the Edge of Town. Danny knows I'm a massive Springsteen fan. I don't go to him as much as I used to. I'm trying to just listen to more music overall, but this is number 1 for me is Bruce, and Darkness on the Edge of Town is probably my favorite album by him besides Born to Run. So if you haven't listened to it, there it is. Look at how awesome he looks in that jacket and that white t-shirt.
Yeah, I know you're a huge fan. I know your family's a huge fan. I like Bruce Springsteen. I'm glad to hear that you're going back to the classics. That's awesome. All right, the quote of the day brings us to this. It comes from a famous salesman named Zig Ziglar. And if you don't know Zig is very famous in his sales approach. And he said this. He said, if you're not willing to learn, no one can help you. If you are determined to learn, no one can stop you. And I love this. Although he's talking about sales and he's talking about what you're selling, in sales, there's a lot of rah, let's ring the bell, sell. But the actual application of this interpretation of this quote is if you're not willing to learn, no one can help you. That applies to everybody all the time, whatever you're doing, wherever you are. If you are determined to learn, no one can stop you. If you're determined to learn something, no one can stop you. And that applies to everyone, not if you're a salesman. Like Zig was a salesman. It applies to whatever, if you're in a mechanical field, if you're in the artistic field, if you're in the medical field, whatever it is that you're determined to learn, no one can stop you. I love this quote. It's such a powerful quote. It can be applied to anybody, anytime, in any life, wherever you are. So I hope that you enjoyed it. That's the quote of the week from Zig Ziglar. Think about it this week if you can. Spend some time meditating on it. I think that's pretty much it for the Oklahoma show. We had some amazing beers. Awesome time. Yeehaw. Nate, this is one of the funniest shows I've ever had. I got to be honest with you. It just was. I don't know why. I just felt the energy through almost 2 hours. I just felt it. I don't know what it was.
Awesome, man. Great quote, too.
Yeah, it is, man. So thank you so much, Nate Sooner. Do you have any closing words?
No. I cannot wait to see everybody next week, and we will be bringing those beers from Dave's TV on. So thank you again, Dave.
Yeah, look forward to next week. Next week, we'll be doing some Florida beers. So thank you, everyone, for stopping by, watching. Even if you stop by for a second, we really appreciate it. Thank you, Have Trolling. I appreciate you. Nate Sooner, thank you so much. You're awesome. Thank you, everybody. I'm Travel Man Dan. Remember, it's a big world out there. Make sure you see every bit of it. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.